we're just going to have a bit of a look at these couple of hives that we captured out of one out of a house and one out of an old air conditioner, and have a bit of a cross comparison between the one with the fishing line and the one without. So we just thought that might be kind of cool, and it needs to happen today. And hell, it's so much nicer today. Gosh, it's only 30 here instead of 48, which is kind of cool. As you can see, I think my bee suit needs a wash, so don't get too excited. I know that's a bit filthy, but you know, the demands of the cameraman, I got to keep moving. Look at me, gloves are stuffed too. Far out, I might throw them in the wash with it. Here we go, viewers. Check this shit out. Now, obviously, this is in my backyard, so it's very Rhapsody's rule. Okay, so forgive me, this isn't technically the bee yard. This is just out of control in my backyard, so I can keep an eye on them until they make sure they haven't got any diseases. Look at that, there's some more. There's almost a candle. Hang on, hang on. Ta-da! Well up. What would you call that? Rustic candle. This is the one we got out of the garage in Loxton. So we'll just lift its head off and have a bit of a look what's going on. Oh, they're a little bit excited. Rightio, so we'll just take one of these out over here. It's got nothing on it. Just a bit of a gap filler. Here's some of the original nest that we actually strapped to the frame. Here comes the ladies. So they're working that pretty nice, I reckon. So that looks like it's holding up quite nicely. See that sitting in there? Got the fishing wire wrapped around. You remember we did that? So we'll have a bit of a look at the next one. We've only got, this only had a few bit of the nest anyway, so didn't have a big nest, which is probably the ideal ones to move. Go back in there. I don't think this does need a top on it. The other day when I was here, maybe that was just bloody hot because they were all trying to stay cool. We've got another one over here that we've didn't fishing wire, and I just pushed it onto the wires. So we'll have a look at that as well and have a bit of a comparison as to which one's doing better. She's not happy, look at that with the bum in the air. I'm a pissed off bee. Right, that's cool. Very good. Oh well, I reckon they're going along alright. Let's have a look at the other mess we created. This one was in an old air conditioner. Well, basically where the air conditioner was sitting. So there was no middle in it, and so they just made a nest in there. And it was pretty much exactly the same size as that one, so. Oh, look at this. They're going good too. They're a bit angry. We'll just get rid of this feeder out of here. We don't need that anymore, I don't reckon. Whoop, look at that. They're going alright too, actually. These girls, I think, might need a new queen because they're a little bit angry. These ones were just pushed onto the wire. So that was a lot more of a pain in the arse to get it to hold together. It's not too bad though. I think the other fishing line idea just made installation so much easier. But what these guys are doing pretty good in here. I think they're going to need a super on top, even if they are a bit pissy. There's plenty of brood coming on there a bit. That's good. It's all a bit yucky though. So anyway, this was the old comb that came along with it. I just pushed it onto the wires, and now the ladies are starting to build a nice little bit of nest and fill in the gaps, because these guys are a month further advanced than the other ones over there. I don't know where Her Majesty is on here, but she's obviously in here. She's doing a good job. I guess I'd be shitty if someone kicked my roof off, wouldn't I? Wouldn't be real bloody happy, would you? Like just cruising along, having a bit of breakfast, whipping up your second coffee before you go off to work, and then some prick kicks your roof off. And I'd get excited too. We just break this bridging comb apart a bit and tidy it up now that they've stuck it to the frames. I think that'll be a good idea. At least then they'll have a reasonable little brood nest that we can manipulate later on. Oh, there's the girl. Look at her. Here she goes. She's a beauty. She's doing a good job in there. Looks pretty good. I think we won't play around with her too much, but I reckon she might need a bit of... But we'll see how they get on when we work them a bit, because sometimes they're just shitty because they haven't really been played with. Now, sometimes I've found if you work them a little bit, they they start to get used to you. But just right now, as you can see, they're a little bit pissy. It's very untidy because this is the comb. It actually came from the hive, like, you know, when I pulled it out of the wall. But I'll just rework this brood chamber after and just put some of these frames up a bit higher above the queen excluder and let them use it up. Put some nice new frames in here that they can breed on. And then, I don't know, within a few, like after, well, now they got to this stage, in a month or two, now that we'll put the super on it today, another month when we'll have changed over a fair few of these brood combs, and she should be all good. And if they stay shitty like this, I'll get them a new queen, which is a pity because she is a nice looking girl and she's got a nice pattern. Queen excluder on, which I've ordered some more, so hopefully we get some new ones because I've run out of all this crap, which is probably a good thing. Sometimes it's a good thing to have to buy new stuff in it. I tell you what, bloke could tidy up his yard a bit, couldn't he? That should be good. Pop the little lid back on, and they can just do their thing for a bit. Hopefully they don't get too angry with me. Right, I'll just put this little feeder back. Now the last one we've got to do is this one at the end here, and they actually brought some wax moth with them. They've had a bit of a bad run. They've basically got them under control, but they've got too many frames in there to actually keep their nest neat, so I'm going to put them in a little nute box and give them a bit of a chance and see if they can make it through. But we'll have a bit of a look. Hopefully she's laying, and who knows, wax moths are a pain in the ass, as everybody would know, especially when they get on top. The girls usually fight them off really well, but when they start winning, then it's a problem. Anyway, as you can see, the little ladies are hiding over here in the corner. They're just living over here a little bit in the corner, and the wax moths have given them a run for their money. These out. So you can see the mess they're making, eating through all the bloody brood comb, laying all these eggs, bastards. Anyway, we'll just take these out of here, like I said, put them in this little nute box, and then we'll put this box in the freezer and kill all this crap, and then I'll give it a clean. So you can see all that's the little, that's the little cocoons, and all the eggs and shit, so they're going to explode in a minute. They're having a big enough mess now, but anyway, we might save them. They've still got a little bit of a nest going on the corner here, but I don't know. I might cause them more harm than good by playing with them, but something's got to happen because they're not going to make it like this. Oh. So the little tiny little nest that's left there, I figure I'll put them in here. I don't know, maybe it'll give them a chance. I'm not really sure, but she's got a couple of eggs there, so hopefully she's still going. If not, I'll check back in here on a week, and if she hasn't bloody rallied, well, I guess we'll combine her with the other crappy one that's over there. So anyway, have a look at all the shit in the bottom of the box here, which is some of their stuff and some of the wax moth mess. You can see it all across here still. Look at this, bloody hell. They brought all that shit with them, of course. That's the joys of bringing wild bees into your apiary, but that's why they're here in my backyard rather than down in the scrub. So, I don't know. But anyway, wax moths are not as bad as foul brood and friggin' all the other crap you can get. So, and I can't see any hive beetles, so that's a good start. But anyway, we will see. We don't want to get all the shit that's in that box, of course. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and sweep the girls up and out, because I'm not sure how many nurse bees are in there. All the field bees will come back to this spot, that'll be fine, but we will see. Well, there's a moth there, look you bastard. There they are, that's what you don't want. Now, we're going to pop this box in my wife's freezer, so after she sees this show, that might be the last episode. One time I popped the bee box in here on a fresh loaf of bread. You can imagine how that went. I was very popular. Not. The theory is, if you stick them in the freezer, that should kill everything. Down there. I do love you, darling. I'm sorry. Now for the conclusion of the episode. We're having an appraisal of whether the fishing wire was a cool idea or not. I don't know whether it's made them any quicker, but they've definitely made it better because the wire holds it all together. It was heaps easier to put in the box, and it looks to me as if they're building it neater and nicer, whereas that one over there I'm going to have to basically reframe anyway. So I think it's a good idea. I think it's worth the aggravation. Well, it wasn't very much aggravation really. So yeah, if you're silly enough to go and get a bee hive out of someone's garage, don't do it for a start. Just bloody ring up and get a package of bees, because this is a stupid option, but it's good fun.